Hi, I'm Nettura, and today is a bit more of a casual one. So, let's talk about Ketu and Rahu in Vedic astrology, which is known as the south node and the north node of the moon in Western astrology. So, Ketu is the name of the south node, and Rahu is the name of the north node. So, I left a comment on a video by Curious Astrology, and my comment basically said, you can't unlock the potential of Rahu unless you master Ketu. And I had a reply from a random person asking me to explain a bit further. And I found myself typing the comment, and I was like, this is too long for me to type in a comment, and that kind of actually inspired me to just sit down and speak about it. So that's what I'm gonna do. So we all know that Rahu is the north node of the moon, which is the point in which we have to master within our destiny. It's the skill, it's the mindset, it's the point of intelligence in our minds that we have to innovate and bring and move towards in our daily lives and align with in order to unlock our full destiny potential. We also know that Ketu, the south node of the moon, represents our comfort zone. It's the point in our mind, life, and as well as habits that we keep getting sucked back into. So we're talking about addictions here and negative patterns, kind of. Now, most people, especially coming from Western astrology, tend to believe that addictions is ruled by Pluto, which I personally disagree with. I believe that Ketu rules addictions and comfort zone, and Pluto rules the evolution of the mind. So I distinct those two planets. We can't really call them planets, but you get what I mean. Those 2 points in the chart, that's how I distinguish them. Now, Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus aren't really used in Western astrology. However, it's not universal that they're not used. They are used by some people. I personally tend to use them as well. So when we talk about addictions with Ketu, we're not only talking about drugs and sex and whatever else there is. We're not only talking about concrete things, concrete habits that we go out and do. We're also talking about mental addictions within your own mind, thought patterns, addiction to feelings, addiction to self-sabotaging. That's where it usually stems from. Addiction to certain attachment patterns and stuff like this. So my argument is that you cannot unlock Rahu before mastering Ketu. And a lot of people tend to not realize this. So everyone's talking about, I want to reach my north node, I want to go to my north node within my chart. And they're so obsessed with trying to unlock this grand destiny of theirs, when in reality, they don't realize that the more they are obsessed with running, that's where it comes wrong as well, running towards your destiny, instead of learning and decoding and getting rid of your karma. Instead of solving their karma in order to evolve within their minds and their lives, they obsess with reaching the end point of their destiny. How can you reach the end point of your life within learning lessons if you have not realized that you need to pass the exams that you need to pass in order to get there? It's very backwards. A lot of people that are obsessed with wanting to reach their north node are actually the same types of people that are still drinking every night, hanging out with people that drain their energy. They're still wasting their lives away, scrolling to social media and doing absolutely nothing else. What else? Spending money recklessly and not saving any money or investing it into better things in their lives. They're not bettering themselves. They're not looking to take courses. They're not looking to get their driver's license. They're not looking to reach a higher position within their career. They don't have a vision of this. Now, how do you expect to reach your goals if you haven't even set a goal for yourself? It's a very hypocritical statement to make. And it is also very hypocritical for these astrology gurus on TikTok, especially, to keep promoting, like, you need to reach your nerd node to unlock X amount of money and get your dream job and live your dream fucking life and whatever, but you're not promoting learning your lessons. You're not promoting clearing your karma. You're not promoting the act of gratitude. You're not promoting the act of recognizing your comfort zone, being aware of your comfort zone, knowing what a comfort zone, how it manifests for you personally. They don't promote mastering their ketu, their south node, in order to unlock the potential of reaching their north node, Rahu. So it's very backwards. They kind of make it seem like it's some get rich scheme to unlock your full potential. But you're not, I don't know if you're aware, or if you are, you're not promoting, you're not being transparent with the fact that it takes years upon decades of psychological turmoil, emotional grief, your life falling apart, etc., the dark night of the soul, and only one, but keeps evolving into higher versions of the dark night of the soul. It's like once you enter, you cannot fucking get out, no matter how hard you try and how much you learn. No one's transparent about this. So a lot of people are running with this idea of, I want to reach my north node, but you don't know what it takes. You don't know what you're wishing for. Like, it's be careful what you wish for kind of thing. Because I, as a 16-year-old doing fucking acid, was also like, oh yeah, I want to unlock my full potential. I want to clear my chakras and elevate my mind to this higher consciousness and communicate with the planets and fucking meet gods and communicate to spirits and aliens and whatever the fuck I was on about. Which, I mean, entities are entities, they exist, yes, you can communicate with them. But anyways, my point was, I also went through this, like, I want to awaken kind of bullshit, and I also went down that road. But again, be careful what you wish for, because what did I end up getting? 4 straight years of dark night of the soul, of my life falling apart, crashing and burning. The moment I build something in my life, it gets teared apart. Lessons upon lessons upon lessons upon lessons upon lessons, dreams, prophecies, karmic clearing, dreams about my karma, dreams about my ancestors, and living as though I was my ancestor back in the 18 fucking hundreds. You get sucked, your mind gets thrown into such deep, dark places, because the way it kind of works in astrology is that the more you want to go to point A, the more sucked you are into point B. You shall not make the mistake of being obsessed with developing this one planet point of yours, because of course you can set a goal. You can go, oh, I would like to better this planet in my chart. I would like to honor it a bit more. I would like to learn the lessons when it comes to this. You can say that and detach and then do your shit, but obsessing about it, chasing it, that's when you'll get thrown back into ketu. And there's no way for you to escape the teachings of ketu in your life. There is no way. Especially if you were so cursed to be somebody like me who has ketu conjunct their ascendant, or as well as, like me, conjunct my Jupiter. There is no way to escape it. Okay, so if your ketu is conjunct either your ascendant, your Jupiter, your moon, or your sun, or your Saturn as well, to be honest, there is no way for you to escape it, because the point of your literal life is to clear your karma and fulfill your destiny. That is the point of your life if you have these placements. There is no way to escape it. So if you have these points in your chart, give up obsessing about it, because one, it's unhealthy, it's not getting you anywhere, it's getting you worse, to be honest. Be careful what you wish for, but also you literally don't need to. This is what your life's about. Give up on trying to achieve this thing, because you're in the process of achieving this thing already, by default, by being born. To understand astrology, I like to do this one thing. I like to personalize everything to understand. If it's astrology, philosophy, chakras, crystals, anything under the sun, I like to personify things, objects, and see a soul, a living conscious spirit soul within them, as though they're speaking to me and I'm communicating with them. That is how I see it, in order to understand it. Not understand literally, but like comprehend it within my soul. Because the thing is, you can't really comprehend things within your soul unless you perceive them having a soul, is what I learned. You can't, because it doesn't make sense to your soul that there are non-living things. Your soul cannot connect to non-living things. So if you really want to connect with these abstract concepts, you have to personify them and give them a consciousness. Perceive a psyche within them. Imagine it. Or connect with it through divination, whatever. But you need to build this psychic connection with abstract concepts in order for you to be able to learn about them and comprehend them and observe them through your own personal lens, right? Not from whatever someone's telling you on the internet, but actually you yourself personally learning with your own eyes. Now, if you came to this video wanting to unlock the potential of your Rahu, I'm very sorry to hit you in the face and go, you need to master your ketu. You can learn about Rahu. You can learn about what it represents, what it means for you in your chart, your sign, your nakshatra, the degree, the house, the planets conjunct, the planets square, trine, sextile, whatever, the other charts, the D5, the D9, whatever. You can learn. You can learn about these things, sure, but the point of reaching the point of Rahu is to master your ketu. And I want you to understand this, so you don't have the wrong perception of the way your birth chart and your fate works. I don't want you to have a skewed misinterpretation of it, because this idea is very popular online, and I would like to tell you that that is not the way things work. Now let's get detailed about what it is, what it means to master your ketu. So ketu, as I mentioned, is the comfort zone, the addictions, the point that you keep getting sucked into within yourself and within your life. Repeated things that keep happening over and over and over and over. For example, you get a car, and this car you keep crashing and crashing and crashing, and then the tire flattens, and then somebody bumps into you, and it's like you have this certain reoccurring bullshit when it comes to owning a car. That, for example, would go within your ketu karma, the karma of your life. It's a life lesson, these things. Now, obviously, literal things are taken literally, because this is an abstract astrological metaphysical concept, so you have to decode what, for example, your car crashing means. You have to decode these things and learn them within yourself, and what are you trying to solve. So yeah, basically just like your comfort zone. Like, for example, let me give you a personal example of mine, just so that you can understand where you need to transport your mind into to understand this within yourself. In my mind, everything that happens in my life, every setback that I encounter, I experience, I observe, I have this deep-rooted feeling where I want to close. I want to close myself. I want to close everything, like a closed rose. Imagine an opened, blooming rose, and you just want to shut yourself back together, closed, sealed. You want to just seal yourself back together. You don't want to see, you don't want to hear, you don't want to be conscious, you don't want to be alive. You just want to close yourself and just be in the darkness. You be just one with the void. You don't want to know, you don't want to perceive. You just want absolutely nothing, the feeling of nothing, the experience of the nothingness within nothing, literally. So that is where my mind goes to when it comes to a comfort zone. So that's roughly where you need to transport your own mind in order to kind of know like where you need to take your own mind. I gave you my personal example. Now decode the formula of that and observe the answer within your own mind. What is the most dominant feeling, thought, and experience aligned that you experience once shit keeps going wrong in your life? How do you feel? Do you feel like me, where you want to just close everything down, shut everything, and be one with the nothingness of the nothingness? Do you feel defeated? Do you just want to give up, lay your shoulders and lay on the ground and just stare? Do you want to paralyze yourself? Do you want to scream? Do you have like, when everything keeps going wrong, do you just want to scream and scream and scream, and it's just screaming comes out in your mind? So observe where your mind specifically, the most dominant feeling within your own mind is when everything goes wrong in your life, when you realize that you can't learn a lesson, but you don't know what you need to learn to begin with. What is the feeling that comes up? And that is your ketu within your chart. That is what it represents. And the life lesson to unlock your Rahu, kind of, yeah, I guess, would be to figure out this ketu feeling of yours. Figure out how ketu shows up within your character, within your life, within your thoughts, within your heart. Pinpoint it, observe it, learn, Google it, speak to it, see what it wants to teach you, see why it's making you retract in such a way. Ketu retracts. It has to be a closing down feeling. So whichever it is, if it's you want to shut down and scream, whether you want to shut down and lay down and be paralyzed, whether you want to shut down and not exist, whether you want to shut down and I don't know, but whatever else, honestly, it's shutting down. Ketu shuts down, it literally, the planet shuts down and sucks everything within and of itself, because it's a black hole. Ketu is the black hole of astrology. So it sucks, and it doesn't put anything out to you. It doesn't give you anything. The way that it gives you something is by taking it away from you. So you have to recognize this. You have to master the awareness of Ketu within yourself. It is very important. It's very hard to break bad habits and to evolve within a person, within yourself as a person, if you do not recognize the Ketu feeling within you, because you don't know where your addictions come from. So once you know what is the main soul experience that is fueling that addiction, that is addicting you to begin with, once you know that, it is easier for you to set boundaries. Doesn't mean you're gonna do it. That depends on your Mars. That's your willpower. But the recognition, the awareness, the knowing what is happening, that comes within your Ketu. Ketu represents wisdom of the void, the wisdom of the void. So it's kind of a nihilistic philosophy. That's what Ketu represents. Therefore, people with prominent Ketu placements, like Ketu conjunct ascendant, moon, or sun. Especially if moon is in Scorpio and Ketu is conjunct to it, especially that. They're very nihilistic people. They are people that it's like they within themselves they refuse to try alternate options because they're like, but it doesn't matter. Why should I try? I don't necessarily seek the result of this because I just want to collapse within myself. So you have to recognize these patterns. And that's what I mean when I say you cannot reach your Rahu without mastering your Ketu.